Even the most simple products we can talk about, the invisible glass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The stoner.
Oh, my wife loves this stuff. She found something really interesting about this, because usually we will use either the Meguiar's glass cleaner, which is used to be our go-to, and then we started using the American Detailer's Garage Wipeout, where you buy a gallon of it, and you only put like a half an ounce in a 32-ounce bottle of distilled water.
It's a Wipeout glass cleaner.
It's actually like O&R. It's like Optimum No Rinse. It can be a clay lube, a glass cleaner, a rinseless wash, a quick detailer. Like, it can be everything.
Yeah.
So, but I primarily use it as a glass cleaner because it has some polymers in it. So it makes the glass kind of like
for the outside, right?
The outside and the inside windshield. You know, sometimes inside glass, especially the windshield, will be grabby and it can leave lint. That American Detailer's Garage Wipeout will kind of leave like a polymer on the inside glass and make it very smooth and slick.
I've used products before where they had a couple of additives to it, so like waxes or whatever they may be. Maybe that's
kind of
that's
like
what
that.
It does.
Yeah, the polymers is not necessarily going to be.
Oh, the polymer.
Yeah, and I know polymer is a very broad word, because a polymer can be a wax, a sealant, it can be synthetic, it can be natural, and even SiO2 is a type of polymer. So it's pretty interesting. So when I say that word polymer, it just means something that bonds to the paint a little bit and adds slickness and gloss.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like O&R, I don't know if you're used to using Optimum No Rinse, does the same thing. If you use it as a clay lube or a quick detailer or a rinseless wash, then it leaves the paint slick and a little glossy.
It does. The thing that I find with those products sometimes is when you're doing inside windows, because it's so hard. I mean, as a mobile detailer, so you probably have a little bit more wiggle room with it, with like using indoors. But as a mobile detailing, I mean, you probably when in the sun, like those products. It was until I find that product, the invisible glass, like I went through even some of the Meguiar's one that you have to actually mix with ionized water so it doesn't leave streaks. But to do the glass without streaks, you want to have the invisible, like the glass cleaner as clean of any polymer as possible. I think when you're mobile, right?
Yeah, that's true. I've used it in both instances, but it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. On some glass it works great, but then you use it on a different vehicle and you're like, why isn't it working? It's leaving streaks all the time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always work, and that's when you got to pull out a secret weapon like this.
Oh yeah, you like that too, yeah.
So this is really good. My wife likes it because she found that in colder weather it works better. That's what she found. She likes the other stuff in hotter weather and humid weather, but I mean all around, this stuff works really well. We bought a huge case of it.
I always get those from Amazon, and like you always keep using.
Yeah, and you always get. Do you get the aerosol ones, or do you get the other regular?
I got the regular one and the aerosol. The guys really always prefer the aerosol.
Okay.
Like it cleans better. They feel like it doesn't leave as much streak. Sometimes it can spray directly on.
Maybe it atomizes it better with that sprayer. I don't know, or maybe it
because
uses
it foams
less.
up, right?
It does foam a little bit. Yeah. So. It does say it has that clear dry formula, so.
And it could depend maybe on the window as well. Like you said, some windows it doesn't work. Maybe whatever is on the window that's hard to, because some windows are really hard to clean for some reason. Like it's slick and it doesn't come off.
Yeah.
Others are just clean.
You know what I wonder too? I was thinking about this. Have you ever seen windshield repair guys, their trucks and their vans? Have you ever seen how windshields are transported? They're just out in the open.
Oh, they are,
Yeah, I don't think they have a film on them that they peel off. I don't think so, because I've never seen that. I've only ever seen the glass in the trucks or outside of the truck sometimes in those frames, all secured.
Yeah.
But they're out in the elements. So you never know if maybe the windshield was replaced at some point in time. If it was out in the elements, say on a truck, wouldn't it also get contaminants like your paint would?
Yeah.
So I don't think I've seen any guys like clay bar the inside of their glass. I've seen guys use magic erasers and scrub pads, which essentially is kind of doing what a clay bar does.
Or maybe,
right?
Like you said, an eraser, isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe it cleans well. My father, he was trying to. his he used the wrong, because I was detailing my car in the driveway, and he grabbed one of my products thinking it was a window cleaner, and it was Iron X.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, he sprayed, because I told him get the bottle there. That was the only ones. I was sitting Iron X on it, and he sprayed on the towel. That terrible smell. He put it on the windows, and oh, good luck to us for us to try to get it off. Then he used the isopropyl alcohol. Until today, his inside of his window, the actual windshield, it's like slimy.
Whoa.
Like, I don't know.
What did it do? That is weird.
But I mean, we clean well now.
Yeah.
By now it should be clean, but it's hard. It's harder to clean. Some residue still probably left off on the glass.
That's
I felt
weird.
so bad. It's like
Ugh.
Iron X. You had to get that one.
Yeah, I know. Especially that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found too another trick, and again, it's like you have to employ all these different methods.
Yes.
Because different cars, different glass, different weather, all that stuff. I've also found that kind of my last resort, like if this doesn't work, if nothing else works, I'll soak a microfiber towel in water and wring it out, and then just have a dry towel and just use water. But it's the whole towel that's soaked wet. So I'll just mop the the glass down.
Clean whatever's in there right off.
Yeah, and then when you look at the towel, you'll see there's like even more grime. It's almost like you needed that heavy water in the towel to just mop it all up, and then you take the dry towel, and I've done that, and then it comes out perfect.
I heard about newspaper as well.
Yeah, I know.
I never tried. Until today, I'm curious of trying it. Like in the Sun, get newspaper. It has to be the actual newspaper, which is hard to find nowadays.
I know. Like who does that? Has newspaper.
But I've never. That's all I heard about. Maybe it's old-fashioned things, because nowadays we have those products and they don't even compare. Do we need to go that route?
Yeah. I also did get a little squeegee. I saw Larry Casella from Ammo. He has a little rubber squeegee that I think a lot of tint guys use. Same type of little squeegee.
Like a little.
It's like a little blue-colored squeegee in it with a little handle, and it's about 5 inches or maybe 6 inches or so. And when he's deep cleaning glass, he will mop it all down with whatever chemical or a wet towel, and then use the squeegee and clean the glass. It's a little hard to do in the inside, I think, because it would leave
the inside
more
maybe,
water,
but it comes right off. It comes right off.
Yeah, that's what professional glass cleaners use.
Yeah.
They use squeegees. They just really.
And then they just go with a dry towel real quick.
Yep.
I think the one thing that is kind of inevitable is which you suffer a lot when it's 100 degrees outside Fahrenheit and we're outside trying to do inside of the window and the sun is just hitting right on it.
Yep.
Is when we go with the wet towel, it doesn't matter what product it is, even invisible glass, we go one pass. By the time we go one pass like that, and we're gonna get the dry towel right away. By the time you do this, it's already dried.
Yep.
And that's the thing that some detailers, I think they asked before, what do we do in that situation? And I'm like, it's dried. Like, unfortunately, and sometimes I can't do anything about it because I'm in the sun out there and there's no shade.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yep, exactly. You just have to fight it. You just have to keep doing it and do your best.
Keep doing it quick. Yeah. Try to dry before it dries itself. But when the thing
smaller
is
sections.
When the thing is like heat, like really, really hot.
Yeah.
It's tough. Inevitably hard to get it off.
Yep. Windshields and the back glass.
Yeah.
The worst. I did find a cool tool that, again, is made for tint guys. Mm-hmm. This thing.
Oh, okay.
It actually has a rubber tip, but you put the towel on it like so, so that you can get into. Now, I don't think this will really fit into third brake light areas because I still think those are too close and you don't want to put pressure and snap anything.
Yeah.
But you can get into these areas inside the windshield and run your towel across.
Oh, from the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So this tool works really well. I haven't really showed this in our videos, but I need to. It's called the bulldozer. Interesting. So, but tint guys use it to squeegee the tint into either windshields, because in Chicago Auto Pros do it. These I get from Car Supply's warehouse. So they can actually tint the inside of the windshield. Yeah. So they'll use that tool.
That to get underneath there.
Yeah.
And even in the back window as well, when they have those sedans and it's hard to
Exactly. Actually, is yours isn't that bad, huh? Well,
yeah,
it might be a challenge to get back there.
It's still a challenge because of the headrest.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, that's true. So that tool works really well also.
Yeah.
I don't always use it, but it's there when I need it in case I need it.
On the vans, what we attempt to do on the vans is really we're using visible glass, a blue towel because we have color coded towels, blue towels, and we go to town. Try to squeeze our hands down there. I did try to use one of those squeegee one, but because it's a little bit different than being inside a shop, we want to be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
Just sometimes go old fashioned with the microfiber towel.
Yep.
And lower lint as well. Lower.
Low nap.
Yeah.
Microfiber towels. Yeah. I have different ones too. I'll have regular blue microfibers. I have these other pink ones that actually used to be coating towels, but I use them for the glass. They're not crunchy. I wash them right away after I applied some coatings with them, but I'm not going to use them on the paint. So I just use them for glass because they're really low nap. I have those super low nap glass towels.
Okay.
I have a couple of waffle weaves, and then I have Huck towels. You ever seen Huck towels?
I have not. No.
Yeah. Let me show. I think I have some here.
Yeah. These looks good. It looks good also. These type.
Oh yeah.
Like
those the nice low nap.
I like when they don't have the stitching around it.
Yeah.
You know, they're just
edgeless.
They are edgeless. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, I think I have the Huck towel out in the trailer. Okay, so these little towels, I buy these in huge packs. They're super dirt cheap, little blue towels. And I got them just to use for glass and for grungy areas, but they work really well for glass because they're so cheap, and once they do start leaving a little lint, I just chuck them or use them.
Away.
Yeah, they're so cheap. These are Huck towels. They're called surgical Huck towels. Actually, surgeons use them, and they dry really well. And professional glass cleaners use these type of towels.
They're the ones that has the little weight. It's similar to the ones with the weight. What is it called? The towel waffle towels.
Waffle weaves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So those can work really well. Yeah, so sometimes I'll actually just use these. I'll soak one towel, Huck towel, completely with water, wring it out so it's really damp, and just mop the glass clean, and then use microfiber towel, whichever one, to dry it up.
And speaking of the microfiber as well, because we use different towels for the paint of the car, glass, rims, interior. Before the paint, I think that's the only towel that I like to differentiate a little bit when it's dealing with the paint, a little bit more fluffy compared to the ones used inside on the hard surfaces.
Exactly.
Where it doesn't suck up as much product.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so we have...
Oh yeah, those are good fluffy ones.
Yeah, so we got these nice fluffy ones here, like the Rag Company ones and Microfiber Madness. So those we'll use for certain products. They're not... I don't use those for coatings. I don't use them for compound. Sometimes I'll use them for polish. But I usually use those with like spray sealants and spray waxes.
Yeah.
I find them to be the best for that.
And to remove them as well, right? Like the spray waxes, not when they are paste.
Right, yeah, no liquid or pastes. I don't use that for that. I'll use more like this. It's a shorter nap, but these are just the Kirkland ones. I love these. These are economical. I'll use these actually for polishing, for compounding removal, polishing removal, wax removal, and even coating removal. I'll use these for, and they work really good. So
awesome,
and once I use them for the coatings, I wash them right away, and usually, depending on the coating,
clean out well.
They just clean out fine. Yeah, and they're soft. And I've even tested it on my own car because my Black Avalon's super soft paint. So after I use a towel like this for coatings and I washed it, just to test it, I'll rub it across the paint, and I'm like, well, it's fine. It's like it's not leaving any scratches or marring or anything like that.
No, these are. You can't go wrong with these, especially on drying off any spray wax on the paint. Yeah. And I think you're right. Every time when I use any sort of compounding polish to remove that, because it's a little bit more grabby. Yeah. You want a bit of more of a thin. Yep. Is it called what? GSM?
Yep. GSM. Yeah. The GSM is the number. Grams per square meter is the GSM.
Getting a little bit technical there.
I know, yeah. Yeah, usually these yellow Kirkland ones are about 330 GSM. And then those ones are going to be 500 plus.
Yeah, they're super fluffy.
Yeah, very, very nice and fluffy. Yep. So those are nice. And I will reserve those. I don't use those for just everything and anything.
Yeah.
I reserve these for, nice spray sealants and waxes and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's good to have a variety of towels.
Yeah, the problem is once you drop those, you're. I mean,
know.
any towel.
Do
any
not
towel.
drop those. Yeah,
When
do
you
not drop those towels.
It's a nightmare. You're gonna get there are no leaves and
Yep.
it just showed up leaves on there.
Yeah, if you drop a nice towel like that, it's instantly like a door jam towel.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something else. Or
I lost so
interior
many
only.
of those towels
Yep.
from dropping.
Oh, I know it.
To the point where it's like I'm just gonna use the lower GSM towels on the
Yep.
paint too, where it can be easily washable.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
it-
So it's good to have a variety of those towels. So we do kind of color coat them, but after a while, we have so many towels
Yeah,
that
you just label them.
yeah.
I think
And we know too. Like you
You
look at the
know,
towel and you're like,
yes.
that's
Yeah.
not for the paint.
Yeah.
So
For me, it's a little bit different. I do have to do separate because the products and everything, even not only label but color coded. So we're in the van and we're in the sun. We're trying to do the detail. We want to grab the correct one.
Yeah.
We don't want to miss getting the door jam towels and the interior surfaces.
exactly, and especially if you have
when-
employees, you need to keep everything standardized
Yes.
so that they all know what they're doing. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I know. We just got. My wife and I have a nice system that we just are so used to it. So if we were to change anything else up, we'd have to get used to it.
everything.
Yeah.
You know everything where everything is.
Yeah, we know everything.
Split second.
Yeah, and actually with our new cabinets, which I'll be doing, a video if I haven't already done a second garage tour. I'm going to kind of do little progressions of garage tours and just kind of, show upgrades. I have something else coming here for towels that I'll be installing soon.
Yeah, no, it came out it's
Yeah.
coming out really nice.
Yeah, I was very happy with them. And again, they're cheap cabinets. They were the cheapest ones I could find at Lowe's, and they're just $75, a piece. And my dad and I were able to just build them. We just take them out of the box. And the first one I put together, read all the directions, put everything together. I'm like, this is so easy. The second one, you didn't need the directions because by then everything goes right in place. So we just kept building each one of them and line them up and bolt them in, line them up, bolt them in, line them up, bolt them in. So they went up really quick. And I did try to organize as much as possible according to the products. So this is going to be
it's really well. It's nice.
yeah, and that's really what
Look
I
at all
wanted.
those
Not
pads there,
not
yeah.
separated by companies, but separated by what the product is.
Yeah.
So tires, tire
Not by
dressings, trim
brand
shines.
as well. Let me grab that camera
Yeah.
and try to show around.
Yeah, so this would be tire dressings, trim dressings, plastic dressings, stuff like that. And then pads, applicators up here. So that's organized by that. So it can be you can see all sorts of different companies.
Yeah, and you have
in
all
here.
the different cutting pads, which you're probably going to talk about as well.
Yep. Cutting pads. I have my favorites, my go-tos. I just always use because they always work for me. This one has spray waxes, spray sealants, quick detailers down here, and then compounds, polishes up here. There's a few compounds and polishes back there too, but mostly compounds and polishes, then some overstock.
You have the Maguire's. That's the Maguire's, the pink one.
Yes.
It's pretty much what you use when you buy from Amazon the kit,
Yes.
and it
Yep.
goes inside it.
The microfiber correction kit. This kit came out probably like 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now, and a lot of guys were using it when it first came out, but it kind of fell off for some reason. Not a lot of guys were using it. The microfiber discs, however, the cutting discs.
I use them too today.
Yep, those are very, very popular. Those
those
ones were
cutting
in
discs.
here. Yeah, so those microfiber discs, everybody uses those. They're very popular. They work really well. But originally, these microfiber discs came with the microfiber correction kit.
True. Yeah.
And, everybody was using the discs and just using different compounds with it. But, originally, it was meant to work along with this.
With that, and it
they
came
still
with
do.
the polish as well, right?
Yep, and then it would
Yeah.
come with the finishing wax, which was the polish, kind of like an all-in-one, a light polish, and it has protection in it. And this is great for mobile guys. Do you use this in your mobile business?
I used to.
You used to? You found something else?
I found the colonite wax.
Oh,
That comes off even better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I use that
But
too. I use it a
that
lot.
would be my go-to, like waxing.
Yep.
Especially because you were outdoors sometimes and you want something that won't be hard to remove.
Yeah.
Like stuck to the paint.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it works well. It would really enhance the shine. That's what I like about that. The shine.
Yeah.
And it'll get hydrophobic as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So I love this, and it's very, very cheap, super economical. I think you can buy a gallon for like $30 or less, maybe $25. That's super cheap for a wax.
Yeah.
Or a light polish, which it is too.
I think the Colonite is a little bit more costly though, right?
Yeah, but I think it's the durability is better on it though.
It is?
Yeah, the finishing wax doesn't have crazy durability. You might get maybe 2 months out of it, but the Colonite should be 3+ months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still, until today, our guys, we all use the Colonite wax.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you machine apply it or hand apply it?
We hand apply. The Colonite is
it?
hand applied, yes.
Okay, interesting. I used to, and it's a little difficult because you got to warm it up every time, especially when it's cold out. But I put a spray nozzle on top of the Colonite 16-ounce bottle, and I used to spray it onto a pad and machine apply it, and it would be super, super thin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it sometimes would clog up the spray nozzles because if it gets cold, it solidifies. So you got to warm up the whole bottle and make sure it's working coming out of the trigger. But when it does, it works really well.
The Colonite, indeed, it does get a little bit thick as well.
Yep.
When you're applying.
Yeah, but that is
what
good
I
stuff.
use. I'm not sure if you have the Meguiar's cutting cutting compound or the Meguiar's, the brown bottle.
Oh yeah, yep. The Pro line, which is the mirror glaze line.
So when you buy that that compound, actually when you buy the Colonite wax.
Yeah.
It comes with the actual the lid to close it. So I get the lid out of this, or sometimes I buy it separately. So I don't have to get it out. Before I throw that, I save the lid and I just put it on.
Clean it out and put that on. Yeah, actually, because it should be around this size, right? It's this size type of nozzle.
It is. Yeah, for the Colonite, it should be.
Yeah, that's right. I got from another company a really nice nozzle. Where'd it go?
The little is it the lid?
It was basically like this.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good high quality nozzle. So that you can use. Yeah, it's the new Jax Wax stuff that we got. So that came in the glove box detail subscription boxes. So we're getting that monthly. So it'll come with a variety of different products.
From the Jax Wax of the company itself?
No, it actually comes from a separate company called the Glove Box. So I got that white box up there.
Okay.
It comes in the mail. It's a monthly subscription box for detailers. So it actually came with 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it came with 4 or 5 16-ounce bottles of product, and then 1 or 2 towels, a little brush, a nice soft detail brush.
Yeah.
So it's sample stuff, and it's around $30 to $35 a month, and you get all sorts of stuff. So I don't know what February's box is going to be. It's going to be a different company. So each month it's different stuff.
Okay, so they alternate for you to try it out.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's fun if you want to try out different products.
So it's not from this brand; it's from
It's from them. Yeah, they curate all the different companies.
Very nice.
But it's good for companies like Jax Wax and others. Because it gives people a chance to try out their products.
Yeah.
And it's it's kind of like a little gift
whichever
each month.
brand, because they alternate with brands too.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of fun to get that stuff in each month.
Yeah. There in our detail garage, I try to we minimize. I find a set of products I have to do differently for the guys to see, so I try to be as minimalistic as possible.
Yep.
What we do for paint correction. So I had a set, definitely use that for paint correction.
Exactly. Actually,
three-stage.
That's really good to talk about because somebody commented on my YouTube channel because they see all the products, but it's because of YouTube that we got all these products too. If it wasn't for that, if I wasn't making videos or anything on them, just detailing.
You don't necessarily need all these different brands because they do the same thing.
Exactly. That is definitely true. So it is kind of overwhelming, I think, for people who are starting out detailing because they see all the stuff and they're like, well, what's the best? It's not really about what's the best. It's what works for you.
Yes,
that's the point. So in your company, you got employees. You need to standardize stuff. To have all this stuff, wouldn't it confuse them? They'd be like, well, what do I use for what?
Yeah.
So narrow it down.
It would actually make it worse because if we're doing different guys doing the cars, And what if one guy preferring one side of the car use this type of product, and then the other one starts to do it differently? Then you have different things on the car.
Yes.
It's not it's not getting that uniform.
Yes.
You know, and it needs to be uniform. That's what we always try to, and that's what like you said, that's what people think, that there's a lot of products, you have to use all this product on the car, but when you're doing detailing, you know, you see, okay, what does work best on this car, or in this situation. Exactly.
So so for those watching and for those listening, that's an important thing. What type of detailer are you? Are you, you know, a one or two man show like my wife and I? It's just a tiny little company, it's just us, where we can play with all sorts of stuff, do whatever we want? Or do you have employees where you need to standardize stuff and keep it simple or minimalistic, as Andre said, so that you get consistent quality and consistency all the time?
Yes.
So we're getting consistency, but I'm not like using, well, I want to use this product on the hood, I'm going to use another product. No.
You can be consistent in the quality because you personally understand all the products.
Exactly.
You know what to use.
Exactly.
But for me to get consistent, for my company to get consistent, I also cannot I'm not able to change the products and have them try it out nonstop. I'm the one who has to try it out.
If you want to introduce something, you try it out yourself, and then you either add it or you swap it out with something, maybe? Like if you're like, okay, I found a better compound, we're not going to use this one anymore, I'm going to swap it out for this one, you know, or for whatever one you chose. But don't just add it on, because then that could be confusing, right?
It does. A good example would be with the actual wax that we were talking about.
Yeah, the colonnade.
So we were using the other type before, and we tried different ones because I wanted to get out. I want to try a new type of wax.
Yeah.
And I was searching reviews, videos like yours, you know, on YouTube, and seeing, okay, what works best. And then I have the guys try it out real world as well.
Good.
Just like the videos show. And what do you like? I asked them, you know, do you like this? I try on my car. I really try on my car first. And they'll tell me, hey, it's easier to get it off. It's not as thick, as consistent, but it will last. No, we can tell it would last because we tried before.
Yep.
But yeah, we try it out, and I have to try it out sometimes on my car, and go from there. It's better to know what you're getting into before.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah, that's excellent, and that makes sense. Yeah, if you got employees in a larger company.
Yeah.
You got to keep those things consistent. So that's really good.
Definitely, I use that for, as far as my consistency goes, I use that microfiber cutting pad from Meguiar's.
Yep.
With the cutting compound. I used to use the pink compound before that comes with it.
Yep.
But I find that's a little bit more dry.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
That one's a little bit more, but I like the cutting action on that one. So
this one's got more cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I get an orange pad from Chemical Guys or Country.
Lake Country.
Lake Country.
Yeah, Lake Country is my favorite. Yeah. Actually, let's talk about pads.
And with that pad, I personally use with the Lake Country polishing, I like to use the orange pad.
Yep.
As a second step.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? That orange pad can cut, but also finish really well. The Lake Country pad that I like the most is one of their cheapest ones. Online, on Amazon, it's a little bit more expensive. Pads on Amazon can be expensive, but if you buy them from other places like Car Supplies Warehouse or Auto Geek or Autopia or any of those other places, usually this pad right here is $5. It's super cheap.
Yeah.
And some guys like the Lake Country HDO. There's like different versions of these, but I just stick with the regular flat.
I love the flats too.
Yeah, they're the best.
These are Lake Countries?
Those are Lake Countries.
Lake Countries?
Yep.
Yeah, I really like the flat as well.
Yeah.
There's some of the Lake Countries that even has a little bit of a hole in here.
Yep.
But for some reason, when you kind of, I feel personally like when you put on the paint, it feels more stiff.
It does.
Secure.
Yep, it does. Yeah. Yeah, because Lake Country has their CCS pad, which is one of the other popular ones, which it's fine. I really don't, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
But
it's like a personal preference.
It's a personal preference, yeah, because I don't really find it makes a difference at all. Some will say that those little holes are designed to either make it run cooler, or product kind of goes in those little holes and makes you use less product or whatever. I don't really buy into that. I just use these, and that's it.
Yeah, because if you get hot enough to where it's bad, on a dual action buffer especially that I personally use, probably wouldn't be good to actually do in the car if it's that hot.
Yeah,
I've gotten one of the Chemical Guys green pad, which is a little bit more softer than the orange pad from Chemical Guys.
Yep.
And I got like, I ran through them a lot with holes in it. They overheat in the middle a lot, even though they have a little bit of a hexagon.
Yeah, yeah.
But I find it to be, I don't know if it's inside is too soft. But I love using the black ones of Chemical Guys as well.
Yep. Yep. I got a couple of
But
those.
the flat ones are my favorite too.
They are. Yeah, and they're the cheapest ones. I just always stick with these. When it comes to pads, I think there's so many varieties in pads that people have their favorites. You know, if they like one type of pad, they stick with it, which is good. I actually encourage, if you like that and it works for you, then stick with it. No need to go above and beyond and try something. If it works, it works. Maybe that's why I got these and I just learned to work with them and I love them, so they work for me.
And
there's no need for me to try anything else.
I use those with even HD speed, a 2-in-1.
Oh, they're the best.
Get right to it, and they cut, they finish well.
Yep.
And you're good to go. And then I personally finish off with the black pad later if I'm doing a 3-stage.
Yep. Yep.
But as far as a 1-step, that pad is the go-to.
It is. Yeah, all the all-in-ones I've used.
With
this works the best. And if you're dealing with harder paint, you can step it up from there. But I always start with this because this is the middle ground for me.
Yeah.
So if I need more, then I'll bump it up to something more aggressive, maybe a microfiber pad, maybe a different colored, stiffer pad, or bump it down to something like a white or a blue pad.
Or you can switch softer. Keep the same pad and switch out the product.
And switch out product, yes, exactly.
Especially you that has more options, then you can make that decision.
Exactly.
If I have to bump out to get a little bit more aggressive, it's automatic. We get the microfiber, get the compound, and go to the second stage with the orange one.
Yeah, I've really found that those orange pads are just so good. They work so well. Let's talk about polishers, because there's a lot of different things that go on with polishers. And again, I think it's going to be up to personal choice.
It is.
What you're used to.
I think that's the conclusion. We're jumping to the conclusion with personal choice.
Exactly.
As always.
Here's one of the most affordable ones. This one's under $100. Oh, that music that you hear, those are sensors on the road. So it means someone's coming down our 400-foot driveway, usually just Amazon. This polisher right here is the most affordable one. It's under $100. You can usually find it around $85. The Max Shine, I think it's called the M85 or something like that. But it's a powerful dual action polisher.
And a lot of different companies also, they get the same polisher, but they put their brand on it. So
exactly.
A lot of people get confused with that. They think it's a whole different polisher.
Yeah. To be completely honest, many of these polishers are made by many companies in China overseas. And from what I've heard, I can't confirm this 100%, but from what I've read and heard from some people, the SPTA cordless polisher is made by the same people that make the actual Rupes polisher. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's a rumor. I don't know if that's not really 100%,
And you can actually get real similar polisher that look exactly like the Griot's Garage one, for example.
Yes.
And
exactly.
that one in particular,
this one very similar.
I could tell right away.
Yep. This one's
like
called the Platypus. But it's made by an off-brand company. They obviously got the same specs as the Griots, and they just put their own company on it. So a lot of companies do that. That's what people don't realize. They say that the Rupes is made in Italy and all this stuff. What part is made in Italy? Is it designed in Italy but actually made in China? Your iPhone is designed here but it's made in China.
Yeah.
What difference does that make?
Yeah.
I don't even care about where it's made at all. It doesn't make a difference to me. What makes a difference is, what does this thing do?
True.
How does it perform? This little guy here is 1,000 watts. No, 900. Sorry, 900 watts, but very powerful. This thing kind of outperforms the old porta cables, that we all started on. That thing is very powerful. And then you have all the other ones. So this one, again, from Max Shine, this is one of their top ones. This is their 50mm Pro.
Now it's a different grip, this one, compared to this one.
Exactly.
Got your right-hand grip.
Yep, this is going to be your long throw. So this one is usually 8mm throw. This goes up to 15.
Gotcha.
And it's going to be more power. This is 1,000 watts. This has more power. It has a trigger as opposed to just a switch, and the variable speed right there on your thumb.
What do you think of those comparing to this type of because I always use the Griots Garage.
Yep.
That looks like similar to this one. It has a little bit of better grip here on top.
Oh yeah.
And the button, like, I love using those. For some reason, I'm not sure if I'm the only detailer who prefers that one over like a Rupes.
Yeah.
I had used a Rupes before, and a lot of detailers love Rupes, and they're good. But I don't know. I always feel like
you just gravitate towards the other one.
I try to make myself really like to do a paint correction using the Rupes.
Yeah.
Because I know you have better throw. If you're using it correctly, you can get a really good result.
Yeah.
And maybe in less time.
Yeah.
But I always go to the Griots Garage. I like that.
Yeah, if you're just used to it and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you're still getting the same results, then it's just, I guess it's what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yep, what you're comfortable with. This thing is definitely a beast. It has got some power. It's a little bit more, it's a little bit louder and a little bit more vibration, but the vibration to me doesn't matter because I can get those anti-vibration gloves and I'm just kind of used to it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Probably
this
not
thing
too
is a
terrible.
beast.
It looks like well built. It really
It is
does.
really well built. Yeah, feel it.
You can see on the side here.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And the variable trigger is nice. It's a nice smooth trigger. So you press it and it'll slowly turn the machine on. It's really nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yep, I love it. And the red one here.
The cable length also has a huge impact for me because we're mobile out there. And what I found in the Griots Garage is that they have two. One with I think a 25 feet cable.
That's nice.
Which we don't have to plug extension cord. And I was like, yes, I'm glad they made with the. And you have to pay a little bit more actually to go with the bigger cable.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
But it's worth it, the time.
It is. Oh yeah, if you don't have to plug an extension cord in, it's really nice. Yep.
Yeah.
So this beast here is actually very, very similar build to the Mac Shine. Almost identical. A few little things are different, but same power, same feel, same variable trigger. Everything is the same as the Mac Shine. It's just a few little differences, but performance-wise, same thing. The torque one, this is the new Torque 15. This one is a little bit different because it's no trigger. It's just a on and off switch.
Digital display as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You just do up, minus and plus for your speed, and that's it. But again, it works the same way. 15 millimeter. It has the same amount of power as the other ones. Is it 1,000 watt?
Is it about the same?
It does. Oh, 900. Okay, it's a 900 watt. So it's about this wattage.
As far as those smaller buffers, when you want to get to the, let's say, door handle of the car, and those little tiny crevices, I personally like to use a lot. Sometimes I really go old-fashioned type of way, unless I really need to get a machine.
Yep.
But I like to put some compound and then polish on a microfiber towel and like do it by hand with small with my fingers.
Oh yeah.
But I've seen you using the actual extension machine that you.
Yeah. Oh, the extensions. You mean this little guy, or was it another extension that I used? Because I have this one that I use now.
Oh, that would be the one.
Yeah. This little guy again from SPTA. It kind of looks like the iBrid from Rupes.
And it's funny because it's like it's so tiny. You can get, like you could technically get in the surface here.
Yep. Exactly.
Like
to get in the door handle under it is a little tricky. I still do that by hand.
It's more for like smaller.
Yeah, but it is good to get under like your mirror. You can get pretty close under there.
Yeah.
Yep, that works well. And if you do need to go up around these edges, then you can do that. But you can do the same thing with the 3-inch. So I have the Rupes 3-inch polisher too.
Oh, there you go.
This guy's awesome.
And you have an extensive one as well.
Yeah. So that one works awesome. And then I do have this guy, this is actually a rotary. This is the only rotary that I have. I don't have any full-size rotaries. So this is the only rotary I have, but it does come with the extensions. I can go from 3-inch, 2-inch, 1-inch. But I rarely use this. I don't like the rotary myself.
It's funny because after they made the dual action buffer, nowadays I think for the past 5 years or so, detailers are actually getting rid of that idea that you have to use the rotary to do paint correction.
Yeah.
And they've started to gravitate towards the safety and quality that the dual action provides.
Oh yeah, and I know a lot of guys still, you know, they say that rotary will cut faster, all of that. It
Is that
may
a
or may
protein
not.
stain remover? Or am I
Protein
reading-
stain? Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, am I reading
Yeah,
it correctly?
I love this stuff. This stuff along with the fabric rinse from Meguiar's.
What is that for? I never
So
saw
protein, this is for any food type of stains in the vehicle.
that. Oh.
It's like it's almost like a peroxide-based cleaner, like OxyClean.
Yes.
It's that type of a stuff that
so it's
that
for
you can
fabric,
use.
leather as well.
And yeah, you can actually put it on leather. But it's mainly used to put, like, if you have food stains, like gross kid food junk all over the place, you spray this on it, and it actually helps with odor removal, and it
Okay.
eats up any organic matter. So you can actually use this for like vomit. It's gross, but
Okay.
you can use that for vomit because it eats up organic
Yeah.
matter.
and probably
which
use
is
that
cool.
water extractor there as well.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So this little polisher is really great. I will use that for little hard to reach areas and stuff. So it is good to have a variety of polishers. Again, you don't have to have all of these. You know, I have only gained a bunch of these just this past year.
That's awesome.
That was it. You know.
Yeah.
Max
Which
Shine
one's your
sent me
favorite?
one.
Did you got a favorite?
I've just been using this guy.
That one.
I've
know
been
you
using the
talk-
SPTA because it's cordless for one. The size of it, the balance of it, it's just so, and it's so affordable. It's $200. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. And it balances on both sides, on the back and on the front, so it can
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I do wish the battery was twisted, like it was sideways.
I see.
Like Flex has that. Flex rotary. Flex
Okay,
cordless
so you're
tools have
actually
that.
getting it to the corner of the paint here. It's not
Yeah,
hitting it.
sometimes
I
it
see.
can. Yeah, like you got to be careful with that battery so it doesn't hit. But if it was twisted, if it was just twisted, 90 degrees that way,
It would be
it
ideal.
would help. Yeah, it would help. But who knows? I mean, they are
Maybe
constantly
helps on the
improving.
balance as well, or
Yeah, maybe.
not it being too. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it was just twisted and centered, the weight would be the same, but it wouldn't be so close to that. It would kind of have to be up a little bit. But either way, this machine is pretty impressive. If people want to get the Flex or the DeWalt's, that's fine, but those are expensive. If you got the money to splurge on it, get them.
Yeah.
That's good. But
I'm so
you
glad the
don't-
one I like is not expensive either.
oh yeah,
Isn't it wonderful when you love a machine? It's like awesome. It's not, it's not super expensive to use.
yeah. The Griot's one that you like, you mean? Is that the one that you
Yeah,
said? Yep.
yeah. The Griot's Garage.
Yeah, so I like these so much. When I first got this one, my wife started using it, and that's how she got into polishing.
Yeah.
So she started using it. She's like, "This is awesome," and she just got carried away. And I'm like, "Well, I guess you're polishing now." And then she was like, "Well, I want to learn how to do paint correction. Like, teach me how to do compounding." And she picked it up right away.
Yeah.
So, but then I bought a second cordless polisher because I liked it so much. So, but it is
So
good.
you
You do
two can
need
use it
multiple
out.
batteries. Yeah, you do need multiple batteries. And you can get the aftermarket ones. This is actually an aftermarket Makita battery, and they're cheaper. They're like under $30. And they click in, they work just fine, and
Yeah.
they work. So multiple batteries and multiple chargers. You can get aftermarket Makita battery chargers too, cheap.
I've never tried a cordless polisher before.
Oh man, you gotta try
You're
it.
getting me excited to
You gotta
to try one.
For $200, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And if you don't need extension cords, just always have a battery charger in one of your trailers.
Yeah.
And just keep swapping out the batteries. It's really, really good. It's great even for wax removal, or application. Even though it's a 15 millimeter, you put
works.
it on low and you can spread your wax all in ones. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's
very,
awesome.
very nice. Yeah, that was why I got it. Was for mobile detailing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And steamer, just because I see it in front of me.
Yep.
Right now I use a McGulloch.
Oh yeah.
Because of the price, because otherwise I would just have this one on every VIN because I know it's powerful.
Yeah.
That's the only equipment that I have that I know that I'm gonna have to replace almost every year. Like I got
yeah.
to because it sits outside in the VIN. If it freezes once, it's busted.
Gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Is this the same thing with these?
Yeah.
Ones?
Oh,
These
yeah.
are like over $600-700, right?
Yeah, this one I think is still priced at around $900. The beauty of this though is if you do have some broken parts, not due to freezing, because if it freezes, that's a whole other story because that can damage internal components. But I like that the hose comes off. You can buy all the separate pieces, like the little brush attachments, all the separate heads, the extension cords, the fill caps here. You can buy all this stuff separately.
Yeah.
And just keep your original machine, which is really nice. Because what kept going on mine...
detach in case this gets messed up.
Yeah, if it breaks, my McCulloch ones, I went through all of the McCullochs, from the cheapest one all the way up to the most expensive. They all broke within about a year. But it was the triggers. It was always the triggers that would break on me.
Yes.
The machine would be fine, the triggers break.
And the machine is gone.
Yeah, I'm like, why couldn't they just make it so that you can just replace the hose? But unfortunately, that company is not into that type. They just want to sell the machine.
Yeah,
if
and it's
dead,
not like industrial as well, where you want to get parts and the machine's not as expensive compared to this one. Because a machine at this price, you're going to want to expect the hose to come out, to be detached.
Exactly. And the customer service with these guys too, I contacted the actual company, bought this from them, bought the fill cap, and they were like, oh yeah, that's all you need. You need this to fill, because this was leaking and it would be puffing out steam.
Okay.
And I asked the guy and he's like, yeah.
How's the actual seal inside of that?
Oh, here, let me see.
Oh, is there?
Because I thought it was just a gasket. I replaced the gasket and that wasn't it. I had to replace the whole cap. It was about $40. Or $35 with the shipping and all that.
Yeah, it has a thicker gasket there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing I found out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm really late on this, but gloves. I actually gave to one of my employees a box of gloves because nowadays, because of COVID, it was hard to find the gloves that I liked, which is with a black box nitrile.
Yep.
And the ones I bought was latex. He put it right on and went through his finger, not like the glove ripped. The gloves ripped.
Yep.
And I was like, man, can you find better? And then I started looking. I was like, why is the other one doesn't rip as much? And I think this is also, is it nitrile gloves?
Yep. Yep, they are.
And I noticed the difference. The latex,
powder free.
I think I noticed the latex is much weaker.
Yeah. Yeah. And also you got to look for the mills. So that's how thick they are.
Too. I did not know about that.
Yep, the mills is what you want to look for.
This is thick. Like this is even thick the one I have.
I can actually wear, a pair of gloves like this through the entire detail without them breaking. Usually, unless I rub my finger up against something sharp, but usually it's fine. It's not telling me on here, but usually when I bought them on Amazon, it would tell me how many mils.
Oh, you got it off Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna.
What you want to look for is at least 8 mils and up. It'll say 8 ml.
I'll take a picture if you don't mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, these are nice and thick.
Because as soon as I got it, I was like, "What? That's a thick one." I know.
Yeah, I love these.
Off.
Actually, you can also get them. I haven't been there recently, but Harbor Freight sells really good gloves too, and they come in all different thicknesses. So, and I think it's almost like the bottom shelf is the thinnest one, and the top, going towards the top shelf is going to be the thickest one. I think you can get like 9 mil thick gloves. And I think they're blue, but they're super thick. And also they're textured, so they're a little grabby, and they're great for dog hair removal.
Oh, that's true, because the actual rubber, that's what I use to remove dog hair.
Exactly, exactly. And the textured fingers are textured really
you can
grabby.
Grab it.
Yep, so they work very, very well for dog hair removal.
I'm going to look for that for sure.
Yeah, they're great.
I like to see if the ones that's prime. But this is awesome. All the equipment they have here is like detailing heaven.
It's it's pretty amazing how much it's accumulated. I mean, in my little garage, I had a lot. Here, I'm able to spread it all out a little bit more. But I just keep getting more products. More companies send me stuff to try and use, and and overall, most of the stuff that I get, I do like. So, and I'm not super picky about products. I think some people are just so overwhelmed with their pickiness of products. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do this right, it doesn't do this right.
And sometimes I think the mistake of some detailers, they can blame the product, but it's really not the product's fault. At times, a lot when products comes out, sometimes they say that it's really hyped up. Oh, this product's hyped up, but not really. I mean, they are no price. They do one thing, they might not perform well on the other.
Yep.
What's that sealant? That was a liquid sealant start coming off on Facebook ads nonstop.
F11?
Yes, F11.
Did you get some?
No, I used before. I used to use them. For what I think is that they were good, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, this is very hyped up type of product." For me, I like how it maintained the shine, and when you spray it on, it get the paints a little bit smooth.
Yeah.
So you know there's something there working, but it didn't last as long to me.
Yeah.
Or the hydrophobic properties wouldn't stay there.
Yep. Exactly.
For a long time. But for the price, I think actually at the beginning they were actually overpriced a little bit. For I don't know, you didn't like them very much.
I actually haven't used them. I want to try them.
Oh,
I was waiting for
okay.
they never reached out. They never reached out to me. I never bothered to get a bottle of it.
But this was a short-term thing because I know it was going out on the ads. Like, okay, let me try this. It worked in one thing, but it's a balance. There's always a balance. I think.
Same with the Torque products. I got Torque, their Mirror Shine, and a lot of people don't like that. They kind of compare it to F11. But when we're using it, I had no problems. I liked the application. It was very easy, very slick. No streaking, no smearing. It was great. And I did put it on my own Avalon to just kind of test the durability and see.
Yeah.
It wasn't super hydrophobic, but there was definitely something there. It would sheet slowly, and then the panel would be dry. So it's not like super hydrophobic. People want in their minds, they want to see coating type of
results.
and I'm like, that's not what it is. You can't expect that.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that that too, depending on the expectations, because you gotta compare how much does it cost. It's a liquid thing. It's not, it's not paste. So you kind of have to give up. And also the way they market, I may disagree with, because F11 they would market as if you clean the car and you spray that, but I'll never do that.
Never do that.
Wash the car or clay the car. Sometimes I'll wash the car if the car's clean. Just wash it, wash mid, and apply that, and it works well. But I would never do how they market, tell people to do.
Yeah.
Spray on dirty car and go with the towel. That would scratch right up.
Yeah. The way that those companies market stuff isn't correct either, like you said. Because the way that the guy was like washing it and he's like, this doesn't scratch, and I saw him using this like pad. I'm like, no, that's incorrect. Like, I think right away the detailers hate that.
That's true.
So the way that they market is not correct. They really should not have a marketing team do it. They need to contact real detailers.
Yeah, and it's so easy. Like we are open.
we're the ones using it. We're the ones who want to buy it. So you need to market it correctly and have us actually use it. Turtle Wax is one of the first companies to really do that. They sent the product out, and it was almost like a blind test because I didn't even know other detailers were getting the product. They would send me stuff, and they're like, here you go, try it out. With no obligation. They're just like, here you go.
Yeah, and
just
give
do whatever
your
you want.
honest feedback.
Some people liked it, some people didn't. Who cares? True Turtle Wax would pick the ones, obviously, who liked it. Yeah. And then you run with that. Because the ones who may not like it, who knows? It could just be personal opinion. Those opinions can be skewed. Obviously pick the ones who like the product and who use it in the real world. Yeah. But they picked real detailers. True. That was the difference.
And I think that at the end of the day, Phil, there are going to be a multitude of product brands in the category of polishers, of degreasers, of wheel cleaner. Yeah. But they will do the same job. Yeah. They will, unless you're using a product for, their tire dressing that's water-based, they're silicone-based. I personally just prefer the water-based ones, not sling. Yep. But if it's a lot of, let's say, water-based tire dressing, and there are a multitude of brands out there, but they all do the same. The composition may change by a little.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like
scent and color.
Yeah, all of a sudden this got terrible. This water-based tire dressing got terrible. The composition is usually just slightly, or sometimes it's actually the exact same thing. They just brand it differently.
Exactly.
Different brand.
Exactly. Yeah, and then people. There's a lot of those people who are commenting and making videos. They have their one vehicle or two vehicles. It's their own personal vehicles. They use one type of tire all the time, and it works. But are you going to go, as us as professionals, when we go to different customers, lots of different tires.
Yeah.
One dressing that's our favorite may not work on that one tire that's...
That is so true. And only detailers who've done a lot of tire dressing that can tell that. Because
They can know,
it might
yep.
sound ridiculous. The tire is tire, it's rubber. But no, like
Nope.
some tires you spray tire dressing, you don't see anything.
Yeah,
any
it
change.
absorbs it. It's
gone.
dry again. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And then others accept the dressing so well, it looks beautiful.
Yes.
So
true.
that's what it depends on. So it's not always the product. Like you said, it's not always the product. It could be either user error or the surface that you're working on can change from vehicle to vehicle.
Yeah,
So-
good thing it would be if there was a product that's universal to literally every
know.
tire.
I know, that'd be great.
Or a product that you can wash the car and dry it and polish it and coat it, and it's perfect.
Exactly.
But to
Yeah.
get a good result.
So at the end of the day, hey, what are you doing up
Hey,
here,
buddy.
you stinker? She wants attention. Yeah, so at the end of the day, you see all the products, all the tools.
Yeah.
You know, it all depends on, are you a business? Are you just a detail enthusiast? Do you just have the money to spend on the best of the best? Or do you have a budget, so you want to find what works for you? Take all those things into consideration.
True.
And just start small. Start with simple companies, basic companies, Meguiar's, Turtle Wax. Start with those types of companies and then go out from there.
Yes.
You know, and experiment and try different things. But find your favorite shampoo that works for you. Find your favorite wax that works for you, your favorite all-purpose cleaner and degreaser, your favorite tire shine, your favorite glass cleaner, and then you expand from there.
Yeah, and only then
try
you'll be able
different
to
things.
tell what works better. You
Yep.
trying.
Exactly. Yeah. Try different things. And it's good to have channels like this and people like us to be able to kind of try it for you,
Yes.
you know, and
Yeah.
take all of our opinions with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take them for what they are. You know, if we like them, great. If you get it and you're like, well, this doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean it's the product, doesn't mean it's garbage. It just doesn't. It just means where are you in the world? You know, what
Yeah.
country are you in? What humidity, temperature, your vehicle, the paint, the plastic, all that stuff. Like, you
Yeah.
gotta take
What's
all
your
that
work
into consideration.
environment?
Yep. All
If you're
that
working
stuff.
in a shop, if you have more of options to choose from, or
Yep.
if you really have to stick to one option, like our difference, right?
Exactly.
So it's all to take into consideration. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was great talking to you, Andre. It's nice to actually get some of this stuff and talk together like this and get it out into the public too, so they can
Yeah. Thanks for
get a
having me
fuller
here, man.
understanding.
I always enjoy coming here, like seeing all these products that you have around here.
Yeah, man. No, it was a really
Because
good
in my
time.
garage, I only have just a table there, and the products are inside the shelf. That's it.
Yep. You stick with one, and you stick with your standard.
And it,
and
like
that's it.
seeing all these products, and you have everything, like the gloves. I just found out about the gloves.
Yeah, yeah. Love those
And
gloves.
Everything is.
Yep.
It's fun. And you told me before about that, which is if we can go forever with the
Yeah.
amount of products. That
Oh
you
yeah,
have.
all the different tools and methods. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's,
exactly.
Thank
exactly.
you, Phil.
So,
Thank you so much, man.
yeah. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks to. It was great having you here. Look at you. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Ooh, buddy.